Ms. Canchola, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I just sent you a note, please.
Yes, Judge. So we had requested an interpreter for Mr. Montoya, but he will not be needing one.
Okay, then the interpreter may be excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Okay, I think our YouTube is now working.
Ms. Canchola, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I sent you a note, please.
Yes, Judge. So we had requested an interpreter for Mr. Montoya, but he will not be needing one.
Okay, then the interpreter may be excused.
More like Ramirez.
Okay, Mr. McLean, are you or Mr. Reyes?
Yes, Judge, I'm covering for Mr. Reyes. Yes, for Mr. Dowd.
Okay, is that who we have there?
This is Ramirez, or do you want Reyes first?
Yes, I don't have Ramirez's lawyer yet.
Okay, Reyes.
All right, court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Rodolfo Reyes, cause number 2020-C0346.
And Jerry McLean from Public Defender's Office appearing for.
Hold on, Mr. McLean.
Emergency orders of the Texas Supreme
Oh, sorry,
Court
Judge.
and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Hunter Griffin for the state. The state is ready.
Jerry McLean for Mr. Reyes, ready, Your Honor.
You are Rodolfo Reyes?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear affirm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. McLean.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Reyes waives a public hearing, Your Honor. He has been in the county, or excuse me, it appears he's in the downtown jail for 11 days on a split bond, Judge, totaling $16,000. Judge, and this is on a DWI with the allegation of blood alcohol over 0.15. And Judge, we're just asking for a full PR in this case. He does not have the means to get out.
Mr. Griffin, do you have anything?
Yes, Your Honor. We had a bond hearing on May 20th for Mr. Reyes, and he had positive blows, but and his bond was reduced at that time. And now he is, and then in July, he's continued to have positive blows, and he's missed almost 26 testing windows on his machine. Considering this is his second time the capias has been issued in this case, I think the $16,000 bond is reasonable.
That is correct. We had a previous violation in May, and then in June, there were 26 skips and several positive blows on June 16 and July 3rd. Mr. Reyes apparently has a problem with alcohol. So I'm not sure that I want him out on the street, Mr. McLean. Why should I let him out?
Judge, at this point, I think that he, having been arrested on this capias, Judge, I think the court has impressed upon him clearly that this compliance with the machine, compliance with the court's orders is not optional, Judge, and 11 days in custody, Judge, I think has made that message as clear as it possibly can be made.
Mr. Reyes, do you have anything to say?
Oh, ma'am. I've been going through AA meetings before I was violated. So I've been not drinking at all. So I prefer deserve another chance, ma'am.
Well, that's what you should have been doing all along. What is the split currently?
Judge, I'm having trouble breaking that down, and seeing the total there.
Anybody know?
I'm pulling it up right now, Your Honor.
Okay. What do you do for a living, Mr. Reyes?
I do plumbing. I work for a company called Volter Electric. But we're doing plumbing work, and I work 40 hours a week.
Are you a
Judge?
licensed plumber?
Yes,
I think Odyssey is mistaken because it's showing a total bond of 16,000, but then a PR of 1,000 and a surety of 2,500.
Because I
Okay,
see a 15,000 surety and 1,000 PR, Judge. That's what I see.
Okay.
15,000 surety?
Yes,
Okay.
and 1,000 PR.
All right, then I'm going to set a 5,000 surety and 1,000 PR with the condition that he continue AA at least 3 times a week. 1 skip, Mr. Reyes, 1 positive blow. I don't care what the story behind that is. I'm going to forfeit your bond and keep you in there till we dispose of this case. Understood?
yes, ma'am.
All right. Anything further? Yeah.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from defense, Judge.
All right. May I have Mr. Ramirez now? Good morning, Mr. Dakotes.
Hey, ma'am, how are you?
Good morning, Judge.
Good, thank you. Good morning. All right. Court calls the case of State of Texas versus Lorenzo Ramirez, cause number 2022-0C00999.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council Judge's statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have an announcement of counsel?
Hunter Griffin for the state is ready.
Carl the coach for Lorenzo Ramirez, ready.
You are Lorenzo Ramirez.
That's correct, Your Honor. My name's
Raise your
Lorenzo.
right hand. Solemnly swear affirm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Help me God, yes, ma'am.
All right. What do you have, Mr. Dakotes?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Ramirez is charged with indecent exposure. I believe his bond is 25K. And I was hoping Your Honor would allow me to ask Mr. Ramirez questions.
Go right ahead. Would somebody please turn off their radio? Go ahead.
Lorenzo,
Oh, excuse me. I think his bond is 10,000.
okay. Well, my notes are different then. Mr. Ramirez, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Great. Just real quick, we're going to give the judge some information. We're not going to talk about the case at all, okay?
That's correct. Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 49 years old. I'm gonna be 50 years old in July, sir.
Okay. Where are you living?
Right now I'm living at 2013 Atlanta Avenue, apartment 4B.
Okay. Who do you live with?
I live by myself, sir.
Say that again. I missed it.
I live on my own.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes, I was working for app called Chef Smart. And it's usually we do cleaning for the Circle K's around town, El Paso, Texas. You're close by, distance. But I am a forklift operator also. I do work in a warehouse.
Cool.
I was working at a warehouse.
Okay, you grew up here, I guess?
Yes, I'm a full citizen here from El Paso, Texas.
Excellent. Where'd you go to high school? Just to know.
I
I'm sorry,
graduated.
that interference, I'm having a problem. I don't know where it's coming from.
I know.
Yeah, I have the same. Yeah.
Everybody mute themselves except for downtown and Mr. Dakota, please.
I'll mute myself too, Judge.
All right.
Okay, do you have any kids?
Yes, I have 4 children. They're all adults already.
Cool. Okay, you have a little bit of a history, right?
I have a certificate of an associate's degree in automotive technology from Western Tech.
Excellent. Thank you, sir, and I appreciate that.
I'm sorry, I didn't, do you have associate's degree? What is it?
It's an associate degree with automotive technology with Western Tech technical school for automotive technology.
I know. Judge, I think he has a bit of a history. I have a note on that. So we're hoping for a PR bond. I realize what the charge is. Thank you for your time, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Griffin, do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions, Your Honor.
Do you have anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. I wouldn't oppose a bond reduction in this case. Mr. Ramirez does not have a criminal history or a history of these types of offenses in the past. And based on the facts of the report, I believe this is either a drug issue or a mental health issue. And I do not have any concerns for the community. I seriously doubt it'll happen again.
Okay.
Excellent. Golly. That's rare. Excellent.
Being the case, then the court will grant you a 3,000 PR bond. I'm going to ask that he reach out to EHN and maybe get screened to see if he needs any mental health treatment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further?
That's it. Thanks, Judge. Give me a call at the office. Thank you very much.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very much. God bless.
You may be excused. Annex, I'm assuming you have everybody else. Downtown, thank you. If that's all you have, you may be excused.
Thank you, ma'am.
Annex, I have Montana Stevens, please. Good morning, Mr. Roberts.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Okay. Court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Montana Stevens, cause numbers 2020-0C08793, 2019-0C04968, and 2020-0C78794.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration, and the El Paso Council and Judge's statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Hunter Griffin for the state is ready.
Charles Roberts for the defense, and we're ready.
Okay. We scheduled another status, Mr. Roberts, to see what's going on with a felony and see if there was any way we could move these misdemeanors. What seems to be happening?
Well, Your Honor, the court in February allowed us to have a court-appointed expert. We had her examine, and in his opinion, she was sane at the time of the event. Dr.
I'm sorry.
You're cutting out, yes.
I'll try to talk louder. Let me raise my voice.
No, you're freezing and cutting out.
Don't know what to do about that, but anyway, we had her examined by court appointed, expert aiding in the defense. She was found to be insane at the time of the offense. The felony that she's facing, the major felony, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, occurred at the very same time these misdemeanors occurred, the same day. It occurred at the same time. We just filed a notice with the court. It was accepted, I think it's been accepted, filed, of a notice that we are going to present an insanity defense. In the meantime, I've reached out to Curtis Cox, and he has emailed me back indicating that he's sure that we come up with a solution. So I'm going to try to work everything so that there's not a misdemeanor insanity trial.
Right. Mr. Griffin, do you have anything on these three?
I see the current rec is for these cases to be dismissed with any plea to the felony. I'm sure they will all resolve at once. And as far as the resisting, it wasn't included, but the MTAG has been filed, and when the felonies are resolved, I will dismiss that as well.
Okay. Then I'm going to urge you, Mr. Roberts, to please follow up with Mr. Cox as soon as he's done with his trial. See if you can't wrap everything up.
He's a very busy man. I'm going to try to catch him the moment he's free.
Yes, he appears to be, doesn't he? Okay, then we will touch base with you in a few months.
Thank you.
You may be excused. All right, who else is here? Mr. McLean, do you have anybody else?
Yes, Judge. Gavin Taylor from the annex.
All right, Gavin Taylor, please. Rihanna, bring Miss Stevens back. Give her about 6 months.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court calls the case of the state of Texas versus Gavin Taylor, cause number 2022-0C00228.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration, and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Hunter Griffin for the state is ready.
Graham McLean for Gavin Taylor. Ready, Your Honor.
You are Gavin Taylor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear firm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Good.
All right, go ahead, Mr. McLean.
Your Honor, Mr. Taylor has several cases in the 384th, and we had a bond hearing recently on those. Those were all reduced dramatically and are essentially almost all PR. Trying to look at it now, it's been consolidated. And so this is, I believe, the largest bond, this assault family violence case. This is one, we've been in a lot of talks with the state. We do have a deferred probation offer on the table, although we're still negotiating. The offer is at 10 years. And this is a case the state court in the rec currently on the table is going to dismiss, no complaining witness on this assault family violence. And so, Judge, we're asking for a full PR on this one while we continue to work towards a resolution with the plea bargaining.
Okay, well, I show he also has an assault, family violence, and a DWI. Is that the case?
Yes, yes, Judge. The DWI is a, I believe we have only 1,000 surety. And so,
I don't think he's booked on those.
yes, in terms of what's keeping him in custody, this is really, at this point, I think the biggest obstacle, the assault family violence, which the state does not have a complaining witness on this case.
Well, this is a simple assault. So which one does he has a family
Oh.
violence case pending.
Oh, okay, this is then
This is
Judge.
an assault. So
Pardon
which
me
one
then.
is the one that doesn't have a complaining witness?
Okay, that would be the assault family violence. The simple assault is, then pardon me, Judge, this is a new case. This is assault in the jail, Judge. And this is something that has been offered to be resolved and will be resolved in a package deal. And again, that's at this point, deferred probation offer from the state.
All right. Mr. Griffin, do you have anything?
No, Your Honor, I'll defer to the court. As far as his felonies go, I do see that they were consolidated and reduced. Mr. McLean is correct on the assault family violence. We do not have a complaining witness at this time, so I believe they will all be resolved.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, I need you to allegedly quit committing offenses. You have 2020 cases, 2021 cases, and now you have a 2022 case.
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do for a living?
I had a job at Sunbeam Bread Factory, Your Honor, before my recent incarceration.
I didn't get that.
I didn't either.
I had a job at Sunbeam, the bread factory downtown, before my recent incarceration, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to grant you a PR bond on this case. You get picked up again on anything, and I'm not going to let you out on PR bond again. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. $3,000 PR bond. Anything further, Mr. McLean?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You may be excused if you don't have anything further.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you. Mr. Driscoll, who are you on?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Sorry, I'm here for Mr. Boteo, Angel Boteo.
All right. May we have Mr. Boteo, please?
Good morning.
Good morning. Court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Angel Boteo, cause numbers 2020-0C03588 and 2020-C07656.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Hunter Griffin for the state is ready.
George Driscoll for Mr. Boteo. We're ready, Your Honor.
All right, we set this hearing to see what's going on with the felonies and see if there's any way of moving these two cases. What's going on, Mr. Driscoll?
Your Honor, we're scheduled this afternoon for a 2801. So I've been in discussion with Mr. Banerjee on the felonies pending, and he has extended an offer of deferred probation, which should resolve the cases. However, there are some unfiled cases still pending that are in P-file status. I was planning on, they just sent me the paperwork on that, so I'm going to go see Mr. Boteo this afternoon and decide if he still wants to pursue the plea option and discuss the possibilities of possible bond reduction hearings for the unfiled cases or other legal measures to try to resolve those cases as well. We anticipate resolving the misdemeanors pending here in CC2 as well with the felony case. I believe the offer is 1 day time served for, and I don't know if that's for both cases. Mr. Griffin may clarify that for me.
Yeah, I believe you have your current record I'm seeing is that on the felonies, I believe that I thought they would be time served.
That's what I believe the agreement we'd reached with Mr. Banerjee, and I think he's offering 4 years deferred adjudication on the 2 felony cases. I'll discuss that with Mr. Boteo, see if he wants to do that, and let Judge Salas Mendoza know something this afternoon, and we could get him scheduled for a plea as early as next week if she has availability.
Okay, so our misdemeanors would be time served.
That's our current agreement. If Mr. Boteo decides to accept that agreement, then yes, we would resolve these cases along with the felon. And if the court has no problems with Judge Mendoza handling the pleas, we could wrap those up during the same plea hearing. I know she likes to do that if other courts are not opposed.
Sure, if she's willing to do that, she's more than welcome to take the plea on these two cases. Would you please touch base with my coordinator after you talk to Mr. Boteo and just give her a little update on what's going to happen?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. You may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Montoya, please. Good morning, Mr. Solis.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, court calls the cases of the state of Texas versus Richard Montoya, cause numbers 2020-0C00967, 2020-0C04509, 2021-0C01752, and 2022-0C00614.
This proceeding is being heard in reference to and in compliance with the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration, and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Mr. Griffin for the state is ready.
Your Honor, Eduardo Solis for Mr. Montoya. We're ready, Your Honor.
You are Richard Montoya.
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear affirm testimony you may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I swear.
All right. What do you have, Mr. Solis?
So, Your Honor, the court signed the motion in order to substitute just a few days ago or a couple of days ago.
Correct.
And so I've worked diligently to prepare for today. And this is what I can tell you, Your Honor. First, I know that the just on a cursory look at these cases, there's 3 DWIs. And so I'm not going to minimize the charged offenses, although I've not had an opportunity to look at whether the cases are solid. I know the first 2 involved an auto accident in both cases, but a single vehicle auto accident. And so I'm not sure if the blood draw was pursuant to warrant or pursuant to hospital protocols just because, in which case it may be something that merits a further inquiry or a motion or something. So I don't know about that. I think the most recent one in February was a traffic stop related charge that resulted in DWI. So I know, having looked at the bond orders, Your Honor, that the bond orders were at 2,000 surety and 1,000 PR with interlock, and a subsequent DWI was a $2,500 surety with 500 PR with interlock. I'm looking at the KPS that came out, and then the more recent one is a $45,000 cash or corporate surety, $5,000 PR. I can tell, as far as I know, Your Honor, and correct me if I'm wrong, the initial DWIs that I spoke of, the first 2, those did not result in capias as a result of Mr. Montoya failing to appear for any court hearings. My understanding is he was released from the hospital, and that was the end of it, as far as he knew or was concerned. There was not a subsequent setting he failed to appear to. They were just out there, so to speak. So I want the court to be aware that he didn't fail to comply with any of those court settings, because I don't believe there were any. So as far as what we're asking for, Your Honor, is a reasonable reduction. I understand the court's concern here, obviously, so I'm not going to minimize that or lose any credibility with trying to minimize the charged offenses. Although again, substantively, I don't know if they hold up. But I can tell the court the following, Your Honor. This young man is employed with Diversified Interiors, where he's a sheetrock framer, he's a painter, he's a plasterer. The contractor there is George Gonzalez with Diversified Interiors. The foreman is George, doesn't know his last name, but they call him Chino. As I said, the order to substitute came pretty quickly, so I couldn't verify that, but I understand they've been calling the wife and mom, asking when is Richard getting out because we need him. So he's been employed with Diversified Interiors for 3 years, works 5 days a week, regular 8 or 9 hour days, and sometimes on Saturdays, depending on the work. So I understand that he would continue to live with his, he's got a young bride and his children. There's 3 children, and they're all his children. He wants to continue to provide for them, and he's willing to abide by whatever conditions the court allows. The address would be 3912 Memphis Avenue, and he's 3912 Memphis Avenue here in El Paso. The other thing, Your Honor, is there was some discussion in the event that the cases are solid. And the discussion was, and he's allowed me to present this to the court, although there were discussions between myself and Mr. Montoya, that he would sit in jail and wait out the term of the year in jail and, be done with it and then pursue life without having to deal with probation. But he says he recognizes that there may be a need for him to avail himself of some sort of treatment, and he'd like to pursue that. So he is open and amenable to whatever conditions the court allows. We're asking the court to allow for a substantial reduction in a PR bond, realizing that the court is probably going to require some surety. Just ask the court that the surety component be a reasonable one, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Griffin, do you have anything?
Yes, Your Honor. Just some information on these cases. The 2020 DWI was a motor vehicle accident. It did have a victim. He was at 0.173. The 2021 was a single vehicle rollover. He was at 0.243. And the third one, he was down at the wheel at an intersection with his car running at 0.111. I believe the family violence is the victim, Priscilla Vargas. If you do decide to reduce the bond and give him, I would like the condition to have no contact with Priscilla Vargas, as well as the interlock be set up prior to his release so that we can assure that he gets it for the safety of the public. And as far as reducing the $60,000 bond to something less, I will leave that to your discretion, Your Honor.
Is Priscilla Vargas his wife?
Your Honor, yes, I was going to suggest that it be no offensive contact because they are a family unit. It is his wife, correct?
Okay. Does he have any priors, Mr. Griffin?
No, Your Honor. All these cases is all that is his criminal history.
Okay. All right, Mr. Montoya, you obviously have a serious problem with alcohol. How long have you worked for Diversified Interiors?
For 3 years, Your Honor.
Okay. Sitting in jail for a year is an option. If you're serious about recognizing that you have a problem and want treatment to address that problem, then probation would be the better choice.
Yes, Your Honor. I realize that I have a drinking problem and I'm willing to do anything to fix it.
I'm going to give you a PR bond, a full PR bond on the family violence, the 2020 DWI, and the 2021 DWI. But Mr. Vargas, you are very lucky that you haven't killed yourself or killed somebody else. You have had 3 accidents on these cases, and you should take that as a wake-up call.
Yes, Your Honor.
On the DWI, I'm going to get the last DWI, the 2022 DWI, I'm going to give you a split bond, 5,000 surety 1,000 PR with the conditions that you do at least 3 AA meetings a week, that you get screened for DWI court, because I'm assuming that's going to be the recommendation.
You are correct, Your Honor.
And let me warn you now, one skip blow, one positive blow, whether it be a 0.001, and you're going to wind up back in jail on all these cases. And it's not, oh, it was mouthwash. Oh, I took NyQuil. None of that. One blow, that's any positive, and you're going to wind up in jail. Do you understand that, Mr. Montoya?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further, Mr. Solis?
Interlock as well, Your Honor.
Yes, obviously.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Mr. Griffin, anything further?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, you all may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
May I have Mr. Ponce, please? Let me look up his date of offense.
I believe it's May 29th, 2020, Your Honor.
Thank you. Then let me. Mr. Kinata is still logging on. Apparently having some problem.
Yeah, sometimes those little dots dance around before they connect.
Please forgive me, Judge, I was having an internet problem, Judge.
Yes, we're watching your little dots dancing around there. Court calls a case of the state of Texas versus Jesus Ponce, cause number 2020 C04690.
Derek Knapp on behalf of the state, on behalf of Mr. Ponce.
With the emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court and the Court of Criminal Appeals under various miscellaneous docket numbers regarding the COVID-19 state of disaster, the guidance issued by the Office of Court Administration and the El Paso Council of Judges statement to the attorneys of the El Paso Bar in response to coronavirus.
May I have announcement of counsel?
Hunter Griffin for the state is ready.
Derek Knapp on behalf of Mr. Ponce, please forgive me.
You are Jesus Ponce?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your right hand, sir. Solemnly swear affirm testimony may give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen, Mr. Ponce?
Yes, Your Honor.
Charged with the offense of violation of protective order alleged to have occurred May 29, 2020 in El Paso County, Texas. To those charges, sir, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Court will find you guilty, sentence you to 125 days in jail plus court costs with credit for all time served on everything.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Anything further, counsel?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing from the defense, Judge. We thank the court for today's opportunity.
Thank you. You may be excused. my people, if they'll stay on, everybody else may be excused as well.
Mr. Ponce, good luck.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
See you another time, Judge.
All right, bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you, Annex.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Take care. All right, so do we have anything?
Judge, I do. In the
Okay.
PSRS system, I was able to add everybody on today's bond hearing. I was able to upload their rap sheets. The only question that I have is, I get the bail form that I need to fill out and then complete once we're done with the bond hearing. Would you like me to send you hard copies of that bail form? You check off what you want me to check off in the system. I'll do it and then complete it. Or would you rather do it on your end? Whatever you want to do, Judge.
Okay, I completely forgot to check that today.
So if you send me the bond forms back that you have already completed, I believe it has the same questions that they ask in this system. So I can check off the appropriate, whatever you want checked off on those, and then I can complete it in the system.
Okay.
And I can attest to it as well. The rap sheets are up in the system if you need to look at them.